This is Me Before Mom, the podcast that helps moms stay connected to themselves while doing the most important job they'll ever have. And I'm your host, Bert Anderson. This is why I'm ghosting you and why I need a little more grace these days. Sometimes it really isn't you. That's right. It's just better to be upfront about things. My husband's an accountant. And over the course of the next 2 months, I become the solo parent while my husband works day and night filing taxes for his clients. This isn't a pity party, and I'm certainly not looking for sympathy. But what I am looking for is a little grace. Have you noticed that sometimes what you need from those whom you call friend is to just let you be you? We could all use a little grace in our lives, and still, the people who love us the most can sometimes be the hardest on us. Communicating feels demanding, and when you're spent, whether it's because you really are a single parent or because your partner travels frequently for work, the last thing you want to do is pick up the phone and text. It's just a text after all, but sending out that energy to communicate when you're trying to hold it all together at home sometimes feels like it is the absolute last ounce of energy you have. It isn't you. If I decide to ghost you, and if you have no idea what ghosting means, it means I'm ignoring you. If I become a very small version of Howard Hughes, believe me when I say that I'm not mad at you. You haven't done anything wrong. Believe me, I'll tell you when I'm hurt or angry. Life is hard enough. We feel these pressures to be perfect mothers, perfect wives, perfect friends, perfect employees. Sometimes, just every once in a while, I think we need to take a look at our lives and realize that we cannot be everything to everyone, and that is okay. If I'm ghosting you, girlfriend, it's because I am beat. I am exhausted, and having to have an adult conversation is just not what I want to do. I want to sit in my bedroom and binge on mindless episodes of whatever Real Housewives franchise is airing. And that's the truth. We should be able to look at what's going on in our friends' lives and give them grace. What does grace mean? We use the word a lot in American culture, but did you know that the concept I'm referring to grant and give grace to another, is actually a Christian concept? The definition means the free and unmerited favor of God, as manifested in the salvation of sinners and the bestowal of blessings. As you can tell, that is clearly Old English, because who uses the word bestowal these days? Bestowal. Anyways, I digress. If I'm asking you to give me a little grace, I'm asking you to look favorable on me, even though I do not deserve it, because I'm completely ignoring you and watching Real Housewives instead of texting with you. The world would be a kinder place if we could all grant each other a little grace, don't you think? Let's say your friend isn't calling you back and you're starting to get frustrated with her. Give her grace. What's really happening behind closed doors that you don't know about? Let's say your pregnant friend cannot seem to think about anything else other than the baby she's carrying. It's to be expected, right? Give her grace. Ask yourself, what was I like when I was pregnant? If your friend used to text you every single day, but now that her husband is traveling all the time, you rarely hear from her? I mean, shouldn't she want to talk with adults since she's alone all day? Give her a little grace. Maybe she's just tired. Your best gal pal just got a promotion at work. You haven't heard from her since. So you start to think, surely she's just too important now for you, right? Wrong. Give her grace. She may be taking on more responsibility with her job and doing her best to not neglect her family. I think that if you and I are going to be the change that this world needs today, we have got to step outside of ourselves and assume the best in those whom we call friend. There's a lot of expectation and privilege associated with the title best friend. I've talked about it before on here. You know how I feel about best friends. I personally think that calling someone a friend is privilege enough. If you're my friend, you need to know that I am going to assume the best in you until you prove me wrong. Let's teach our children how to grant grace to their friends. Let's show our daughters how to handle conflict in a healthy manner that is not passive-aggressive or manipulative. If I'm hurt or mad at you, I'll tell you. Okay? If it is you, believe me, I'll let you know that you've offended me. Can you do the same for me, though? I mean, really, assume the best in me. That's what real friends should be doing anyway. You can't call yourself a friend if you're always assuming that the person in the friendship with you is out to give you. That is not how friendship works. Be confident in your friendships, and please grant each other a little grace. And above all else, be kind to yourself. Always be kind. That's all we have. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to connect with me on bertmanderson.com, and please visit our website, matriarchdm.com, for all of the show notes and to hear other awesome podcasts.